Hello my siblings in Christ, I'm Bojan and today I'm bringing you a treat. This is how I envision how different passions that choke our soul to its spiritual death might look like presented in a faux iconographic manner. Of course, I do not mean to mock Orthodox iconography, just to use some of its conventions as a teaching aid, through the medium of what the French would call l'art. Now, if you don't know what 8 principal passions are, to put it short, they are the energies of the soul that are misdirected, and instead of working within us to glorify God, they bring us down to the very depths of hell in most mundane and everyday of ways. They have been discussed at length in Christian ascetic literature, and the Western list of the 7 deadly sins is based on these 8 principal passions. Let us go through each of these passions individually. Gluttony. The first and principal passion, out of which all others spring forth, and the reason why fasting and abstinence is so emphasized in traditional Christianity. It is the first sin by which our forefathers ate what was not meant for them. People who suffer from gluttony live to eat as opposed to eat to live. They eat too much, they eat outside of prescribed meal times, they constantly snack and munch and nibble. They dislike fasting, and if they fast at all, they do it as if it is a torture. The food of the glutton falls into extremes, either atrocious junk food or extremely luxurious foodstuffs. Lust. Lust is a misuse of God's gift of sexuality, and any manifestation of sexuality outside of a marriage is lust. This includes indulging in sexual thoughts, reading and watching pornographic and yes, erotic material, adultery, sins with the members of the same sex, and a plethora of other deviations that aren't proper for this type of YouTube channel. Inciting lust in others is just as bad, and it includes dressing immodestly and flirting with anyone we don't plan on starting a family with. Did you know you can find the uncensored image of this passion on our Patreon page? No? Good, because you won't. There is no uncensored version. It was drawn as is. That censorship blackness is their eyes. Avarice. The manifestation of this passion is twofold. On one hand, the person suffering from avarice is constantly trying to obtain more. Primarily this refers to money, but it can also mean more land, more property, more items, luxurious or mundane, more everything. In the words of the gospel, this type of person constantly thinks, I will pull down my barns and I will build greater. On the other hand, avaricious person finds it very difficult to part with their fortune. They will only give a fraction of their wealth to the poor. One certain demonic way for them to give Ted more is achieved through vainglory. When they spend money, it is for show, whether through charity or organizing gala events. Sorrow. While you may associate this passion with the cutesy character from Inside Out, it is in fact a many-headed beast out to devour you whole. Sorrow is very creative. First, it will sadden you over the many pleasures you missed out on account of your Christian abstinence. Then, it will make you lament over the lack of progress in your spiritual life. Then, it will add a pinch of hopelessness through its 2 main sewage pipes, news and social media. And finally, if that weren't enough, it will smite you with envy, whether of the enjoyment of sinners or the holiness of saints. Subscription. Okay, that's not a passion, and we just may be Ted avaricious when it comes to subscribers. We have to have more than the other guy. No, you can't have any of our subscribers. What's the point of anything if I don't get the subscribers I want? Wrath. This passion is getting ever so popular, and especially because of clickbait titles and media moguls, or should we say media ghouls, and social network wizards all work in tandem to rile us up as much as possible. Wrathful people are just angry. They're angry at their parents not being the ideal role models, they're angry at the world politics, they're angry at every slight that happens to them. Want to know if you suffer from wrath? Drive during a traffic jam. With the wrathful, the words, "Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us," are just mere words. Where wrath nests, her daughters, vengeance, harm, and murder are sure to follow. Despondency. This passion is the spiritual equivalent of depression. A despondent person is literally everywhere except they're supposed to be. A family man will dream of incredible feats he would perform as a monk. A monk will dream what he would do if he were a missionary. A missionary will dream of having a family. Every task of a despondent person requires immense amounts of willpower. Very often they do everything half-heartedly. Their prayers and services, if they force themselves to attend these, are lukewarm. The despondent are ever in a demonic mist, in brain fog, always there where God is not, for the despondent are never present in present. For the despondent man, grass is always greener on the other side of every fence. Vainglory. Vainglory is, as it were, the outer rim of pride. The sole thing a vainglorious person wants is to be admired, to be acknowledged. No achievement is of any worth to them unless it is noticed by others. They will pile titles to their name and will not shy to attach them whenever possible. They will post their beautiful Instagram photos, their stunning physique, their subscriber counts, the books they've read, and while they will probably be wise enough not to say just how much they earn, they will not be wise enough not to show it. They will aim at the front seats, and if they aim for the back seat, they will only do so in order for their avoidance of the front seat to be noticed and admired. Pride. Pride is at the core of vainglory, and if you think about it, it is at the core of every other passion. A prideful person is at the center of their own story. While they may be abstinent, generous, heck, they may even go through pains to conceal their good deeds, they are simply amazed how darn amazing they are. Their prayers are a natural byproduct of their innate holiness, and their good deeds proceed from their unprecedented goodness, or so they think. While they may pray and pray for mercy, they essentially think to God, "Aren't you lucky you made me?" They may not show it, but for a lot of things in their life they think, "If it weren't for me." Me is ultimately their sole God. Phew, this was something. We thank all of our donors at Patreon, Subscribestar and Ko-fi, as well as our channel members for scrubbing their avarice slightly to help our channel. And some of you guys not so slightly. If you want to see a similar video as regards to heresies, watch the Icons of Heresy video, one of the most popular videos on our channel. And if you'd like to know how different people would react to seeing their own souls as affected by these passions, watch Icons of Dorian Gray, also known as If You Could See Your Soul. Bye!